We're starting the architectural fit out, and we've just started the rail systems fit out. So sometime early next year they'll start doing early testing and commissioning, and the full testing and commissioning will happen later in 2024. Well, I think we need to consider the fact that there'll be a problem, but we won't know until we get to that point. We're not planning for there to be a problem, but we are plugging some new plant and equipment into an existing system, and there are often unintended consequences when you do that. Overseas, this has proved to be the trickiest part of the job.
Well, we know about the problems with Crossrail in London. I mean, is there a potential for problems of that scale on this project?
No, there's not.
When does the testing itself start?
The full testing starts mid-24.
Mid-24. And how long is that expected to take?
We're planning on a year.
On a year. So the November 25 date, the day one?
Well, there's some contingency in there as well. So we're planning to finish before the November 25 date, but that's just prudent.
Prudent.
Yeah.
So are you confident that people will be riding the City Rail Link by November 2025?
No, there's virtually no chance of it. We will hand over the railway to AT and KiwiRail. Then sometime afterwards, they will start running passenger operations.
So how soon could that be?
You'd have to ask them.
So you don't know?
No.
You've got no idea?
It would be a guess. This is an area of work that we're not responsible for, and it's not straightforward. There's a lot of elements to it. There's new trains, there's driver training, there's operating new stations. A lot of operational measures have to be put in place, and they're just simply not part of what we're doing. We're building the railway, then we're handing it to AT and KiwiRail, and they will then progressively bring the system up to a level that passenger operations, but they can't just do that overnight. There are exhaustive tests that they will have to go through and safety checks before they're allowed to run passengers.
So you do tests, then you hand it over to AT and there'll be more and they do further
and there'll be
tests.
more tests, yeah.
And you don't know when the trains will be operating for the public?
No, I don't.
Are we talking months, or could it be 6 months, a year, longer?
As a ballpark guess, I'd say 6 months, but people would need to understand that number could change a lot based on what happens. One of the things we don't want to do, that won't be my decision, is offer a public operations date. Crossrail repeatedly did that, and they repeatedly got it wrong, and it caused enormous disenchantment with the public that the dates kept changing. And we've been advised not to go out on a open for public operations date until you are certain of everything, and in that case it may not be until 6 weeks before you go live. That's what Crossrail ended up doing. They announced their opening date 6 weeks out from opening, because until then it was just moving around too much.
Because there's already been a lot of frustration on the part of the public, particularly with works, etc.
Yeah, but there'll be more frustration if people keep getting different dates, and we don't want to do that.
Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald, click the subscribe button below, or check out one of the videos here, and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.